Hi, this is Zach here with the US Chartbreakers here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Monday, the 8th of January. Starting off with the S&P, and it finished, I suppose, just near neckline, the old neckline support there, around 4,700, 46.99 probably to be precise. And below that, there's the risk of a further push down towards the top of the old channel there, 46.20, but ideally we get away with that, especially while the RSI here is above the neutral 50 level. It is around 55 at the moment, so a reasonable chance that we'll just find support just below that old December low zone. Moving on to the stocks, and again, quite a few new names, which seems to be, I suppose, appropriate for a new year. Starting off with Axogen, and here you can see that we've got this basically inverted head and shoulders pattern. The initial target there hit at around $8.30. Above that, we're looking for the upper parallel of that triangle from back in August, as high as $11 by the end of next month. Ideally, we stay on the right side of the top of that gap there, around $7.40 in the meantime. Next up, another situation which may have legs in the future, Adani, and here we've got potential rising trend channel base after a rather horrific looking sell-off that we had at the beginning of last year. Here the shares are in a rising trend channel, and the floor of the channel around the $10.50 mark. Above that, we're looking for at least a retest of recent resistance around $11.40, and of course December resistance around $12.50. But the big picture target here, if we do find support here, which it looks like we will, up to as high as $1,700 plus by the end of next month. Stock which has also been in the wars but is trying to come back now is Duos, and here you can see that it's been basically down all the way since the July peaks near $7. The interest at the moment is bullish divergence, had lower lows for the start of January, but higher RSI trace versus November, and also the unfilled gap to the upside. That suggests that even if we then sell off later, we could head up towards the top of that falling wedge around $3. End of day close above $3, and we could be looking at $4 by the end of this month, especially if the gap holds, so the gap around the $2.30 level. One of the best looking patterns at the moment is coming up with the next stock, Elutia, and here you can see that we haven't got much of a chart, but we can try and guess where the top of that rising trend channel is. The best guess at the moment up towards $5.60. Looking for that by the end of this month, especially while we hold above recent support around the $2.50, $2.60 area. Returning to a stock which we've given some coverage to at the end of the year, Polished, and here shares in a broadening triangle base, a little bit slow in terms of pushing higher, but we have actually hit the top of that triangle from August twice already near the $12 mark. Looking for the shares to remain above the recent swing low around $6, and then head up towards as high as $20 by the end of next month by way of $11. The reason for the relative optimism is the way that the 50-day line is currently rising quite well. Another repeat from very recently is coming up, and here we've got PolyPid, and a decent look to the situation here, given the way that we've just, near to the target there towards $10. That's the initial target, now looking for as high as $13.50 by the end of next month, especially while we remain above resistance on the way up around $7.50. But want to see the shares really on the right side of $7 if they're going to get up to the $13 area. Another repeat, which is normally good news. Here we've got a Regis, and picture here slightly complicated. Haven't quite been able to free ourselves of the 50-day moving average area around $8.70. End of day close above that, and we're looking for a retest of the $12 area sometime later this month. The next stock, one which is trying to make some progress over the near term, Shattuck Labs, and here a rising trend channel, and that's been in place since the end of October. Top of the channel there heading towards the $12.50 level, which is what we're looking for by the end of this month, while we remain above recent resistance near the $7 mark. So above 7, looking for $12 plus on Shattuck. The next stock as well looking quite encouraging in the sense that we can see the potential for further gains. Here we've got Revelstone and massive bear trap island reversal, so gapping down to new lows and then gapping up again. We've got the 50-day line there at $9.70 as a rather handy support and trading level. Above that, looking for up to $12.30 by the end of this month, and hopefully a bit sooner than that. But the key here is holding above that 50-day line. Moving on to another repeat from last week, Silver Sun Technologies, and here making progress, a bit like Elutia was. Rising trend channel here, the top of that channel there, up to $26. Looking for that over the next couple of weeks. Best case scenario target here up to $40 by the end of next month, while we hold above recent resistance near the $18 level. On to the last three, and starting off with Safe and Green, which looks as though maybe it's rather volatile, but has gapped through the 50-day line, which is now rising. That's around the $1.60 level, and above that looking for as much as $3.60 by the end of next month at the top of that rising trend channel from back in October. And the next stock to keep an eye on as well is SWVL, and here we've got a sort of vertical rise over recent sessions. In fact, the notional price channel target top there has been hit around the $3.70 level, above $3.70, looking for up to the $5.50 area by the end of next month once it does settles here. Ideally, we stay on the right side of $2.50, which was resistance and then support on the way up. Finishing off with what you could almost describe as an old favorite, Wheels Up Experience. Here we've got this V-shaped bull flag, so hopefully it's a mid-move consolidation ahead of a move up to $7 by the end of this month. The trigger point here would probably be an end-of-day close through $5, which is a resistance line there from back in the early summer of last year. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.